So I just finished filming the my bedroll organisation one, and the bicycle intro too, how I've got that set up. And if some of you have read the post that I put on the other day about the my little honker spot up in Hyde Park when I got the sinus infection and the splitting headache right across. Oh, it was horrible. It was about, I stayed in situ for at least 36 hours. I didn't even get out from under the tarp the second day. I just stayed under the tarp the whole time in the dark, in the darker than it was outside, and just drank plenty of fluid, lots of clear sort of herbal teas and things like that. And I'm pretty much over it now. I've still got the lingering effects of it, but I think it's time to flush the sinuses. It's one of my little health quirks that I do. I've gone through the the sinus wash iterations. There's been a couple of systems that I've had and used. One of them is whatever this one's called here, and the other one was Dr. Otek, I think his name. I can't remember it. But it was a positive pressure pump. It was about yay big. It's this picture here. And that's when I discovered the benefits of the positive pressure in the sinus cavities. It's a game changer. Absolute game changer. But I don't have either of those anymore. I've been devoid of sinus infections for quite a while. It's just now I've had this the last few days. It's time to do it again. So I've had an idea. What I've got always pays to use filtered water at the very least. Spring water that you buy in the bottles, you know, just anything like that. And you want to take the chill off it. You don't want it to be a shock. So I've had this sitting in some tea to sort of just take the chill off it. It's been sitting there for about 20 minutes. And now that's tepid, yeah? And I'm going to add to that, you don't need much. Basically, what they recommend is they give you like a saline powder to add to it. So I'm going to use salt, just a very weak salt solution. I'm going to use some of this Celtic sea salt, and I'm just going to give that, not much, just enough to sort of give it a good pinch, yeah? Let that dissolve. Now I reckon this top on here that you get with these bottles is shaped for a nasal passage, isn't it? And I reckon I can create positive pressure by squeezing that bottle. But there's a bit of a trick I discovered when I first started doing nasal rinses. You need to close your throat. By that I mean you've got your muscles at the back of the throat, and it's like when you go if you can do that, you're pretty much closing your throat every time you make that noise. So close your throat off, I'll put that on there, and you basically just want to squeeze the bottle. I'd start off without the air first, so I'd squeeze that up until it's like that, until it's just coming out, and then I'd start. Huge benefits. Have a read on it, rinsing your nasal. Nasal irrigation is probably the search term you want to use. Summertime is when I started doing it, because for some reason hay fever hit me out in the blue. After 50 odd years of being on this earth, I decided to finally get hay fever. I tell you, physiology is a crazy thing, isn't it? It's a crazy system, is physiology. So I was thinking, what can I do besides the eyes? And I thought, well, let's clean the nasal. Let's clean the nose and the sinuses, and see if it does work. Worked for me anyway. So it was really interesting at the start, because I used to collect it in a black container, the fluid that comes out, because you basically putting this up the nose, squeezing it, and it's running out of this nostril once it's gone into your sinuses. And I do both sides just to be sure. Probably all ends up as one. I'm not sure how it's all, what the architecture's like in there, whether one fills up and it flows over to the other one, or whether they're separate entities. I really don't know, so I do both. Yeah, and I used to collect it in a black container, and you just have a look, especially you're doing a lot of cycling in London. I'm getting to it, don't worry, I'm getting to it. You will see this. You will see this on this video. A lot of the stuff you're breathing in when you're on a bicycle cycling through London, oh, it's amazing, the black stuff that comes out. So that black container, I used to also tip into a white container just to see what it was that you're flushing out. And I'm not going to show you on the video what it is, because it's pretty foul, but I'm going to show you the process that I use to clean my sinuses. So, tepid, filtered spring natural water, yeah? Don't use tap water. Whatever you do, don't use tap water, town water, nothing like that. Good pinch of salt. Let that dissolve. Give it a shake up. Here we go. You ready for this? Block one nostril off like that. No, you don't block a nostril off. What am I thinking of? Ignore that. Stick that up your nozzle. Squeeze the air out. I've got to close the throat. I won't be speaking from here on out. Pays to hold your breath too. Get a bit of oxygen in your lungs. Close the throat. I always tilt the head slightly too, helps it run out. There's always trepidation at this point. Brings water to your eyes sometimes. And that, it's uncomfortable. I'm not lying. It's not a pleasant process to go through. But I feel it's so beneficial. It's worse than eating an onion. Hopefully, in fact I know there's no hope about it. That has cleaned out the remnants of the infection I had in my sinuses. With a saline solution that set it up to redo that membrane, the mucous membrane that you've got going on the inside of your body. And that's why I find it's important, feel it's important to have a lot of clear liquid when you are in that process of fighting the infection, because you're just replacing all that. Sauna's magnificent. I liken it to like a human body's like a sponge, and if you can imagine you're using that sponge over and over and over again without rinsing it. What I find I've gone a bit deaf actually. Because I've altered the pressure. All my pressures come back to normal. So yeah, the body I feel is like a human sponge. You use it over and over and over. You're just continually using it without rinsing it. And what I feel the sauna does, especially if you're sat in there with some good fluid like coconut water or an electrolyte solution, you're sat there sweating. And that sweating is like you're squeezing the sponge, squeezing your body, squeezing all that dirty water out of it. And when you release that squeeze, you drink in all that good fluid, the electrolytes, the coconut water, all that clean fluid. So that sponge, your body is soaking that clear quality fluid back up. And that alternation of then leaving the sauna, jumping in the cold plunge. I used to do this all the time when I had access to it. Locks that fluid in, locks that good fluid in. And then you're back in the sauna. And you're squeezing that again, you're sweating, you're dripping, you're squeezing, and then you're drinking more and you're soaking up that. It's an analogy I find is so precise, that the human body being a sponge. And just, you need to rinse that sponge. And that's one thing I miss about this. I don't have, there's no place I can go. Well, there is if I pay for it. There are saunas around, but there's very, very few with the plunge. That would be a business. If anybody's got the funds and have got the nous to do this, open up a high street shop, 20 bays, 20 individual saunas, nothing more than a cupboard that you can sit in and sweat. You walk out that door and you've got a cold plunge that's on a continual filter system. So that water's being filtered all the time throughout all the 20 cubicles. Out the sauna, into the ice. You can choose your temperature of the water depending on what bay you go into. Plunge in that. You're only doing it for half an hour. Sweat like a sweating thing. Plunge back into the sauna. Charge 30, 40, 50 quid for that pleasure. Mate, you'd roll in it, I tell you. That system, that business, that's a given. So yeah, that's one of the things that I'm quite passionate about, is looking after the self, the physical self, along with the other self. I'm quite passionate about that as well, but that's not for this part of the channel. So hopefully you've understood my waffle I've been going on about there, and you've taken something from it. Now I'm about to cook myself up some eggs and onion. It's some good eggs are full of key nutrients and minerals. So I need to just refeed. I'm going to do that right now. Thanks for watching, guys. And girls. Well, guys, it's a colloquialism, yeah? It encompasses everybody, regardless of whatever.